Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, yesterday and today, I was reading about this story out of St. Lucie County, Florida, where you had this man who was killed by the police there. You know, the police were called to the scene because he was allegedly playing loud music. He was playing some Drake song, and some parent was disturbed. Like, I think his house is near a school, and some parent heard this loud music, and they were complaining to the police. They called the police on this brother. The police come to the scene, and he's in his garage playing this music. And so apparently when they arrive, he closes his garage door, and as he's closing it, as it's closed, the police proceed to fire into the garage door, shooting him twice in the abdomen and once in the head, killing this brother. Now, the police claim that he had a gun, that he brandished a gun as he was closing the door to his garage. But it turns out when he was shot and killed, the gun was in his pocket, in his back pocket. So if he was brandishing a gun, there would be blood spatter on the gun would still be in his hand. But at the time when this brother was shot and killed, the gun was in his back pocket. And it's important to note that he was closing the door to the garage. The garage was closed. It wasn't like he was confronting the police. He was evading the police. So this brother is dead, and his mother brought a wrongful death suit against the police department in the city. And this case went to trial. The jury deliberated for 10 hours. And they essentially decided that this brother was responsible for his own death. You know, it's important to note that he was intoxicated at the time, but they found that he was mainly responsible for his own death. And they said that one of the officers was like 1% responsible for his death. And because of that, the jury decided to only award his family $4. $1 for each of his 3 children who were, who lost their father and who will no longer have a companionship of having their father in their life. So they awarded them $1 each. And it was $1 for some other reason as well. And then when they took into account the culpability factor, when they said, well, he's like 99% responsible for this act, that $4 verdict was essentially reduced to 4 cents. And, you know, this whole thing is outrageous. You know, first of all, there were no criminal charges brought against the officers involved. And then you had this ridiculous verdict, which is a slap in the face to the family. Basically saying that your son and your father's life is worth $4. Your pain and suffering is only worth $4. If this is not a prime example of how black lives do not mean a damn thing in this society, I don't know what is. This is an outrage. And from what I understand, the attorney plans to file an appeal, or he's going to try to get a new trial in the U.S. District Court, you know, because the case was not only just about wrongful death, it was also about constitutional violations. So I hope that he is able to get a new trial, because this makes absolutely no sense at all, man. That you could have a brother gunned down and killed when he did not attack the police, he did not shoot at the police, over something that stems from loud music. A call to the police about loud music ends up with a brother dead. And that's why people have to quit calling the police on every single little thing, man. I can understand if it's a serious situation where life is in jeopardy or there's some kind of real threat to the community, but calling the police over some loud music is stupid. It's asinine, because often what happens when these police are called, you know, you end up with tragedies like this where a brother's life is snuffed out over some loud music, man. This is no different from that Jordan Davis case. And the thing is, the attorney that represented Jordan Davis's family also represented this family in this case. So I hope that they're able to appeal. I hope that they're able to get a new trial. And I hope that there's some level of justice rendered in this case. I mean, because this is absolutely absurd. But anyway, I wanted to share this story with you. I'll post links in the description box to this story so you can read it for yourself. Tell me what you think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.